History, a little bit of history, because that is very important in everything we do, to have a background, to know where we are coming from. Yeah? Historically, East Asia was for long an arena for conflict for resident powers, large and small. They included, historically, the Mongols, China, especially under the Han and Ming dynasties, Burma under the Konbaung dynasty, Thailand in the Ayutthaya period, Cambodia when it was the seat of the Funan, Chenla and Khmer empires, Indonesia under the Sriwijaya Kingdom and Majapahit Empire, and Malaysia, of course, when it was part of it was part of the Malacca Sultanate. Now, outside powers did not appear on the scene except on occasions neighboring Indian, kingdoms like the Cholas. So, in previous times, dulu-dulu lagi, it was mostly conflict among powers in the region, really in the region, powers large and small. But maritime and military technology changed all this. Instead of just us cooperating or fighting among ourselves, beginning the 15th century, European countries appeared on the horizon. They were able to do that because by that time they had acquired the maritime and military capabilities that enabled them to navigate oceans and establish by force colonies in other continents and exploit the resources there to enrich themselves. The people in these continents were defeated because of several reasons, and it is important for us to know why these people were defeated, because it all has bearing today. Yeah? And the two Koreas of Japan. When Japan occupied them, Japan was very, very cruel. Yeah, if you want, we can go into details later. And so that is behind it, and so that is making it even more difficult.
The first thing I need to ask about, how about the chances of Asia power on internal development? That's the first one. And the second is more about when actually the foreign policy is established in Asia power perspective. Foreign policy.
Foreign policy, cakap Melayu tak apa? Oh, yes, I think I faham lah. Melayu, yes.
It's more specific about regional hegemony.
Regional?
Regional hegemony.
Hegemony, yes. Okay. So foreign policy in what sense?
Foreign policy.
Oh, yeah, but what's the question again on the foreign policy?
When it is established,
Dasar luar?
yes.
Dasar luar ada, semua negara ada dasar luar.
Kita kata in Asia, kita ada masa especially.
Dasar luar? Semua negara ada dasar luar daripada semenjak negara ditubuhkan, tiap negara ada dasar luar dalaman, ada dasar luarnya. Jadi macam mana?
Jadi bila kita kata especially dasar luar itu diperkenalkan, jadi setengah kita kata setengah country itu dapat terima, setengah country lambat. Contohnya kita tengok India, negara India. Contoh kita kata di polis dari struktur kita kata military kemitraan dia sebelum ni kita kata dia dekat dengan kawasan India punya tu. Dia kan sebelum ni kan kita kata dasar luar dia kan lambat nak terima sebelum kita kata India, Japan punya tu. Mungkin kat sini kasih boleh komisi.
So after the Second World War, these powers were together. US, Russia, at that time Soviet Union, US, Soviet Union, the British, the French, etc. were together, and they were fighting. Should I go? You let me know when I should leave. So, and they were fighting the bad guys. The bad guys were the Germans, Axis, the Italians, and all that. And so, when it came to North Korea, as happened in Germany, the Soviet forces came into East Germany. The Western forces came into Western Germany, and then you had the Berlin Wall, Cold War between the ideological between the West, capitalist West, and the communist East. Same thing in Korea. So you had the Soviet forces coming in the north, and you had the capitalist forces coming in. So they had to draw a line. So after that, there was the UN treaty, etc., where China was not present. When they drew the line, the border, etc. So the border memihak banyak kepada South Korea. Some of the islands, etc., comes within South Korean waters because there was nobody to fight for North Korea. But whatever it was, there was this tension between North and South as a result of the Cold War. And it continues until today. And as far as North Korea is concerned, it has a bankrupt political ideology. It has a bankrupt economic policy. Its people are suffering like probably few other people on earth suffer. But partly because of that, because it needs to survive, it has this very military emphasis on the military. These other guys, this South Korea and this and that, at one time there was war between North and South Korea, which drew in the other major powers, China, etc. They are, of course, also worried about North Korea. But today, as far as I can see, most of the provocation, every time the word provocation is North Korea. North Korea is provoking, North Korea is provoking, North Korea is provoking. Actually, most of the provocation comes from South Korea, the United States, and Japan.